So now that you understand the structure of the GCSE course, the next thing you need to know is how are you going to be marked and what are the assessment objectives. You do not need to worry about the teacher or examiner not liking your work because the assessment objectives have been devised by the exam boards in such a way that your GCSE mark is not affected by their personal opinion. The assessment objectives are basically a list of marking criteria. The work you will produce throughout the duration of these 2 years will be judged or assessed based on the accomplishment of certain goals, the objectives. In GCSE Art and Design, all of your work is being marked across 4 assessment objectives. For the sake of convenience, we can call these the 4 AOs. Bear in mind that if you miss any one of the assessment objectives, your final mark will be affected. So pay close attention. You need to make sure you fulfill all 4 AOs for each component respectively, and you're guaranteed to pass or even excel in this subject. So let's go ahead and have a look at the 4 AOs. AO1, research and develop ideas, which means basically to show how you're using references for inspiration. AO2, explore, experiment and refine, which means to show a variety of use of materials and technical skills. AO3, record, written annotation and studies, which means to show your process and critical thinking through studies and writing. And finally, AO4, personal response, which means to create a final art piece related to your sketchbook studies and theme, and those can be the mock or final exam and sketchbook coursework. So the 4 AOs are all extremely important. Everything you do for your sketchbooks has to tick all these boxes. Bear in mind that the 4 AOs will be measured against each component respectively. When you assess, you'll be marked separately for each component, component 1 and 2, and the total sum of those marks will be your final mark. You can find all this information in the downloadable PDF guide. Print this out and stick it on your wall or at the back of your sketchbook so you can memorize it and refer to it as you go along with your studies. It is advisable to refer to it often so you make sure you don't miss anything out. One last important note here that I need to add is that you show consistent evidence of drawing and written annotation throughout your portfolio. So draw a lot and write about your process and thoughts consistently throughout your sketchbook. I will also be showing you examples of students' work so you can understand the assessment objectives more clearly, but I will focus on examples from one title, the Fine Art title. Just a small note here in case you have chosen another title such as photography, textile design or graphic design for your GCSE in art. The 4 AOs are the same for all titles. So the examples I'll be showing you, even though it is fine art, it will still give you a general idea on how to develop sketchbook work for any title you choose.